Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an awesome life. You know, everything is really funny. As I shared with you, and I just had this discussion with my friend Shelly today. When you've actually gone to the other side, whether it's an experience that you had, or you have gone into an awakened state, when you pass over into that actual pure energy realm and disconnect from the density, all of the fear, all of that other junk that we carry around that comes with being human, it's just really no longer there. It's sort of in the background, but you really don't give it any focus or attention. So when you go over to this awesome realm of total awakening, first of all, everybody is laughing and thinks everything's funny. There's just, you can't stop laughing. Have you ever had a dream like you find yourself laughing in the dream? You're like, realize you're laughing in your sleep because you go to this place of just feeling so much joy that you can't help but laugh. And what's really funny, the funniest part, is when you look at what we're doing and how we're acting, it's funny. It's like watching the Keystone Cops. These people are like, they've got the car on the railroad tracks and the train's coming, and we're laughing at that, right? Well, that's how you feel when you go to the other realm, when you connect to the other realm, and you're looking at us running around like the Keystone Cops, in danger and freaking out, and you're just laughing because it's ridiculous behavior. I'm going to talk about a subject today that so many of you can connect to. And that is not feeling worthy. So my friends, you know who you are. You have manifested a free car and the guy does the brakes and everything, gets it ready for you and gives it to you. And you're like, yeah, I manifest stuff. And then when it comes to success in your career, and it's not lack of talent, other people verified that for you. It's not a false ego that thinks that you have capabilities that you're exhibiting that you're not, and yet you can't break through that barrier. Well, you can break through the barrier, but you're not. That is a learned behavior. You're not born with that, because when we're born, we think anything's possible. We see people on the other side, ghosts or relatives and stuff. We're able to communicate because nobody's told us that's wrong, and we have those barriers down. And so we are open to anything. We think we can fly, and thank God, our parents tell us we shouldn't jump off the rooftop. But all of these things transpire along the way that starts to bring that veil down over us. And then, of course, along with that, some very false limiting conditions, because they were told that, and they were told that, and they were told that from people who wanted to control other people, who wanted to keep them in that place of unworthiness. You're carrying that forward, and probably came from a household where you were told somewhere that only those people, or wealthy people, or that kind of person, or money, people that come from money or have money, or there's a certain type of person that has that success. Oh, come on. Look at people like Stephen King. And, he's just unbelievably creative, came up with the craziest stuff, and people loved it. They didn't look at Stephen King and go, okay, this is not a very, attractive guy, and who's this? We do this constantly. We're labeling, and if we believe our own stories, Stephen King didn't. I'm just using Stephen King, I don't know, it just came up. But I want you to know that that's just another story that you have to come to terms with, that is a self-created limiting belief. Why is it self-created? Because somebody could tell you right now that you can't ride a bike, and you go, yeah, you can sit and talk all you want, I know I can ride a bike, because you know that, and you're secure in it, and you've done it before. So you never believe that you can't do it, because you know that that's just crazy talk. So then somebody tells you that you're not worthy. Now, you're talented. You can make 7 figures if you want to. All these things are possible. Why? Because other people do it. And they're not coming from money or good looks or super intelligence and stuff. They're just people that believed they could do it, and they continued on that pathway till they did. They don't quit and say, I've tried it a few times, it doesn't work. Thank God, inventors didn't think that way, or people that, like I told the story in Think and Grow Rich. Thank you, my friend, for that. Think and Grow Rich, where the guy's drilling, and all he had to do is move over 20, I think it was 20 or 25 feet over. Well, the guy next to him, or I don't know, was observing, saw this going on for years, and realized there is oil down there. As long as there's oil down there, you're going to eventually hit it. Guy quits, sells the equipment to this guy, who proceeds to drill and became a millionaire. But that didn't stop the person who had quit on that project from using that information to become something greater. So he launched an insurance company, and he realized he was never going to be told no again. So no matter how many times he got a no when he tried to sell his insurance company, he continued on. He learned that you don't quit, that doesn't mean it's the end of everything just because you get a no the first time. So I want you to understand, you're reinforcing your belief that you're not worthy by saying, oh, this didn't work. See, I'm not worthy. I'm going to quit. Oh, come on, please. God wants you to stay in some mundane position. Have I taught you nothing? Have I shared nothing? It's not even taught what is. It's not my stuff. Have I not gotten through to you, my friend? God doesn't make those decisions. You are God. You are the power. We're still that separation of an outside power that's making decisions. Am I worthy? What's my mission? What should I be doing? Anything you want. And by the way, if you made a decision to do certain things, you can still decide not to do it. My friend Shelley just told me, you're going to meet her, the most incredible story of her life. And if you think that you've had challenges, I'm going to get this gal on here, and she's going to show you that there's nothing you can't overcome. There's no belief you can't turn around. There is no challenge that cannot be broken through to triumph. And one of the things she did in her life was total forgiveness of probably one of the most unspeakable things. And we'll go into that later. I'm going to stay tuned to kind of tease you right now, because we're going to start showing some examples of people that are doing stuff that you people are trying to work with, and we're going to show you, if you think you've got a challenge, I'm going to show you people that have stuff that'll blow your mind, that have broken through and have connected to that power that we are, know that there are no limits, that we can do whatever we want, and there are certain agreements. So let's say you're supposed to be here for a reason, that you can say, well, that's God doing. No, you already agreed that you were going to come here, and there were certain things that you agreed to do, that you do have to do, because you still made that decision. And then there's a whole lifetime of things where you can say, I can, change my mind if I don't want to forgive, or if I don't want to be abundant, if I want to stay in the density. And that's all you're doing, my friend. When you don't say you're worthy, you are going against everything that you know and have been told by the higher realms. These things you shall do or more. Not, hey, I'm Christ and you guys, sorry, not happening. You don't possess those powers. He said, ye are all gods. Get it through your head that why are you clinging to this belief? I'm going to ask you this question. Is it more comfortable for you to stay there? Because you might just have to challenge yourself and find out that they were wrong and you've been wrong. And it might take some real effort to do that, because if you go into that success, let's say, journey, pathway, it's going to come with some real challenges. I just set myself some major challenges and went, damn it, I'm going to have to do this. For me, when I announce something to the public, I put myself in a position where I better follow through with it. So I actually push myself to have to do it. So when you're accountable, you make yourself accountable, it pushes you to go into realms that it would be easier for me to, hey, listen, I could just do my internet marketing, crank out some bucks, travel, I don't have to do any of this. But I know it's my calling, and when I fell into it, I went, damn it. Just when I thought I was going to just sail away. And by the way, somebody visited me in my dream in a lucid state. I had a master come visit me. The robe, he looked like Sean Connery with a beard. Oh, good looking guy. Had a little talk with me. Because I was going for the money. I was going for the wealth, the abundance. Not in a greedy kind of way. I'm a very giving person. My heart and intentions are always in the right place. Hopefully, I'd like to think they are. But my nature is very giving and loving, and I'm very connected to the source. But I realized that, you know what? I just want to have a really great life. That's why I came here. I really have had a great life. I didn't take on a lot of challenges in this lifetime. I think it's a little break for me. But now I know there was a catch. Yeah, I still have to contribute. We all do. And I realized I have so much power because of my lifetime of excess, was that a Freudian slip? Success. Oops. And excess, yeah, that we all love to experience that. And I have such a really different kind of personality that goes after superachiever. If somebody tells me I can't do something, that motivates me to go do it. Yeah, there are no limits. Don't be telling me that. See, it didn't work. Oops, it worked. Because I don't quit till I get it. If I know it can be done, I can do it. If I want to. You have to be passionate about where you're going after. Question is, are you passionate about it? Maybe you just don't really want to be successful. Maybe it's easy to stay where you are. That's not God, my dear. That's you. Take responsibility. So there's this, maybe God, oh, please, do you really believe your own crap? I don't think so. I think you know. You know, when you pose, I've noticed, you guys, when you pose certain comments and ask me questions, I know you already have the answer. You're just looking for confirmation. From an intuitive person. I'm very intuitive. I know things about people that are just not some vision I'm having. I just sense things. I have the ability to know things about people when I start talking to them, when I hear things, because I'm just tuned into it. It's not an extra ability. I'm just paying attention to it. And I hear that you really don't personally want to go there, because we can blame everybody else. Maybe you brought that forward, but the bottom line is you still have a choice. Why do I break through all the traditions that I'm told I shouldn't be doing, and you're allowing it to stop you? And trust me, I have my own stuff I deal with. I hear the you should do this and you shouldn't do that echoing in the past of the conditioning from where how I was brought up. It's not easy to walk away from that. It's still there. It's like, that's right, and what I'm doing is wrong or greedy or I'm not good enough. You're still in control of those thoughts and beliefs. You are still in control. No blame. So, why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you manifesting the abundance? You're not doing us a very big favor by staying there, by the way. Abundance begets abundance, spreads abundance. When you're abundant, you can share abundance. You will have everything, and you can share the everything with everybody, right? Why aren't you going there? What part of that challenge is going to make you uncomfortable? Maybe you'll find out that you're not all that. You are all that. Because even if you can't compete on that playing field with other people in the real world that we've created, that judges in ways that are silly, it's still going to take you to something really great, right? There's no like, oh, I'm this or I'm that. So I wrote a book. A friend of mine shared a story with me, and I wrote a book. It was based on a true story. I, of course, created a fiction story out of it, and it became a television movie. I also have 2 other books that came out. I'm writing several more. I have several more ready to go. I'm a writing fiend. I'm able to do this because my internet marketing is, a business that's enabled me to have this time at home. I created that. I pushed through to that. I stuck with it till I learned it. I didn't quit. I wanted to create that life. I had to. I wrote the book. If I hear one more person say, well, I've been working on it, it's taken some years, I'm like, why? Just freaking write the book. Just write it. Sit down, write it. You can do it. So, I decided that I was going to be a writer. And then I realized, wait a minute, I love decorating. So I got a decorating degree. And now I thought, I would love to be like on the other side of the camera, like not just writing, but like putting some things together and being creative. So now I'm doing television series with Kevin Moore, and I have 2 television series we're working on. And he's, thank God, shooting it. And I have the other creative abilities and business abilities, and we're teaming up on those. Will something come from it? I don't know, but we're going to keep going until we get one that's going to be awesome. And if it doesn't happen, I know that our journey together is leading us to something really incredible. Not success as the world determines, but the success as my personal path determines. And that is, am I continually moving forward? Am I breaking through these barriers of fear, of limitations? Am I going for it? Why aren't you going for it? What's stopping you? It's so easy to be lazy. I'm going to use the word lazy. Yep, lazy. And then you make up all these stories. Well, God wants... Oh, my... I can't believe you blamed God for that. Can't believe you blamed God. It's you, honey. It's you. Make a decision. I know. It's always back here talking. That's okay. Don't fight it. Just go, I don't believe it anymore. Choose the new thought. I'm limitless. I do want the money. I do want the abundance. I do want to really enjoy what I'm doing. Go after what you're passionate about. Money is secondary. Live the passionate life first. What is it I want to do? What can I do? It's all going to come together, and you can make a business out of it. There's nothing wrong with receiving for giving. It all has to go together. It's a balance. Some of you are so, I can't take money, or I can't do this and that. Maybe there's situations where you shouldn't take money, especially if you're, misusing that and charging a ton for something that, really should be given to people. But there's a balance there somewhere, right? You got to pay your bills. Don't be afraid to do things that are untraditional. Don't be afraid to stop listening to the voice. Don't be afraid to choose a new thought and say, I am totally capable. I'm going to decide today that I'm just going to go for it and I'm not going to stop. And if somebody says something nice to me, I'm going to go, thank you. Not, oh no. I will. Yeah, thank you. Oh, you think I'm smart? Well, thank you. You think I'm talented? Oh, thank you. Wow, that's nice to hear. Usually a lot of work comes with that, by the way. So, everybody's like, oh, you don't have to work hard or whatever. Those are the journeys of real growth and discovery that cannot be missed to that final, and it's never final, goal. Like I said, so I wrote the movie. It's like, now what? Okay, I've got 2 more. We'll see what happens with those. One's already locked up with a producer. Second one's being looked at another producer. I'm not stopping there. Not like, okay, let's see if these are... I got to keep writing and writing. If that's what I want. Now my focus is on other things. I'm doing courses for you guys that I'm going to be releasing. I want to go on events. I may go on events and go, yeah, it's not my thing. But it was fun. I did it. I tried it. How do you know until you try? Go into the unknown realm. And guess what? You may discover things and new pathways you never imagined. But don't be blaming God. No, my friend. God is, just is. And loving you, not judging you, even blaming him for making decisions for you. And he isn't a he, he's everything. He's the energy that flows through you. It's beyond our understanding. I call it the knowing. Why? When you have the knowing, there are no more questions. Not because you know everything, because in this human body you won't. just because you don't need to know anything. It's just perfection. And everything has a purpose and a meaning, and there are no coincidences. There's no chaos in this universe. Everything's perfectly organized, and everything that you don't see is even bigger than all the things that you see. It's an intelligent energy that is everywhere, flows through everything, and operates in total intelligence without judgment. That means you can use it in any way. And you are using it right now by telling yourself that you're not going to get certain things because you've got some story in your head that's limiting. And the universe, intelligent, doesn't judge it. Just gives you the reality you're creating. I'm not worthy. I'm not this. I'm not that. Okay. When you're done being there, the universe will give you that too. No judgment. Just experiencing. It's not trying to, make you do certain things or think a certain way or get punished, or there's no punishment. There's no punishment. I know it's a tough one, isn't it? I just realized my microphone was on the ground. I hope you guys can hear me. So, what are you going to do, my friend? What are you going to do? You're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. You are a miracle worker. These things you shall do and more. If you don't believe that, then you're going against everything as a Christian that is. And you're loved for that too, until you're ready to give it up. Namaste.